Hello and welcome. I am so excited to be here to bring you the Taroscope for February 2021. First of all, I just want to say I'm super stoked about this new setup I have. I feel like I'm friggin' Hollywood. I got the lights and the microphone. All I need is somebody to do my friggin' hair and makeup next time, but one thing at a time here. I didn't want to totally give you the full package and scare you away thinking that your reader had been replaced with somebody else, because there's enough fake shit out there at this point. You really didn't need that. So I'm just here to say it's me, the real deal. I am really excited that we made it through the first 31 days of 2021. Let's give humanity a round of applause. Spectacular, guys. That's spectacular. So, what's gonna happen next? Well, damn if I know, because I'll tell you, I feel like I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. That's bogus. I do feel like I know what I'm talking about. Okay, no I don't. I mean, who knows? We're just on this big rock in the middle of the universe, and it just floats around this friggin' thing we call space, and any of us know what we're doing? We really don't. Okay, so I'm glad we cleared that up and we're all on the same page. Stuff we don't agree with, but I think we can agree that none of us know what the hell we're doing. Okay, so having said that, shall we begin? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. And you know what? If it is, you're not going to remember I put this video out there, so it doesn't even really matter, does it? I don't think it does. Okay. First card in our favor position is a heavy card, okay? We have the Five of Cups here, and you're like, how can that be our favor? Well, it's a card about loss, depression, feeling sad, grieving, wishing something was the way it was. Ding, ding, ding. Sound familiar? Because I think that's where we're at. We're kind of wishing things were the way they were. So that could be collectively or personally. Maybe you have something going on personally. There's been some loss and you wish things were the way they were, right? We're grieving the past. So as a favor though, what that is telling us is that we're moving away from this. We're realizing, you know what? There's no going back to what was. There just isn't. I'm here to tell you that. We're not going backwards. So I think what we're finally realizing is that we now need to turn around. See, there's still two cups standing here. And we need to take what's left. So we need to figure out how we're going to move forward from here and make it work. So I clarified that with a card from another deck, and we got the Six of Cups. I love Six of Cups. So that's telling me, I just feel like we're going to have the support we need to do that. And we could have some connections from the past coming back in to kind of help us move forward somehow. The challenge being the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is a lot of things, but in the context of this reading, I'm going to stick with the Hierophant, meaning it could represent the government and the establishment. And it also is a card about your belief system, society, culture, your programming, could be your faith, but it's all of those things. So as a challenge, first, I think we're going to be facing, if we haven't already, decisions on what our beliefs are at this point. There's been so much BS out there and so many lies and so many illusions. We need to figure out what it is that we believe. We have to figure out what it is that we believe in. What is our truth? Do we want to keep following the rules as they've been programmed into us? Or is it time that maybe we break away from the societal programming and think for ourselves and try to do things in a non-traditional way? Maybe that means we might have to think about leaving our jobs, our standard corporate jobs, and maybe work for ourselves or find another way to make money because we don't agree with the regulations and the restrictions. Maybe getting unionized is not an option for you. Maybe it goes against your values and your beliefs. I want to read this as a challenge in a couple more ways too. First, I feel like people are so ingrained in their beliefs that they're stubborn. And that can cause issues just as well. You might believe so much in the science and in the government that you fail to think independently. You fail to think outside of the box. And that could make you very stubborn and rigid in your mindset, and maybe even less tolerable of the people who maybe have different beliefs than you. I feel that this could represent as a challenge, or maybe our governments and the rules and the laws that are being pushed upon us, and they are imposing these things that are interfering with our day-to-day lives, and it's making it difficult for us to continue to be members of society at this point in this group think. We're being faced with decisions. Do we stay with the old ways, the old ways of doing things, the old beliefs, the old values, the old traditions, or do we break away and do things, not conform? I clarified this with the Lovers card. So this also is a card of decisions besides, the traditional meaning of relationships and love or partnerships. It's harmony and connection. And what this is telling us in a challenge position is we're lacking that. We're lacking harmony. We're lacking connection. Things aren't coming together. And maybe, some of these decisions that are being forced upon us are very difficult for us to make. Maybe we feel like we don't have a choice. That could be an issue as well. The theme that we're dealing with this month is the Seven of Wands. Well, that goes right in alignment with what we're talking about here. Some people are so rigid in their belief system and what they're thinking. They're very defensive. And what the Seven of Wands is telling us is that we're standing up for what we believe in, good, bad, or ugly. So unfortunately, we're in two ways of thinking here with this Lovers card back here. That's a card of Gemini. That's two twins. So there's two schools of thinking, and we have the conformist and the nonconformist. I don't want to focus on the negativity of this and saying that, we might be seeing some more protests. We might be seeing some more people take action in terms of sticking up for their truth or what they find to be true, or standing up for what they feel is right. But I want to almost read this positively and saying that we're forging ahead. We're standing out above the crowd here, and we're not falling into that group think. This person's standing on their own and standing up for what they believe in. Now I clarified that with the Strength card. So I feel that's telling us we're trying to do this from a more compassionate place. Trying, keyword. The Strength card is all about your inner strength and overcoming difficult situations with grace. So I think a lot of us are trying to handle these oppositions from other people with grace. This can be a card of, conflict in that there's opposing views or philosophical differences. So that may be the theme this month. There may be some philosophical differences. Now, going back to this, so let's tie this together as a collective here. Okay, what are we seeing? Well, we're going to have different points of view. Surprise, right? There may be some opposition at this point. There may be, some protesting or people just standing up for their rights too, because there may be some restrictions. Government might be overstepping some of its boundaries at this point. We're looking at ways to get through our challenges, whether we choose to conform or not to conform. And the The problem being that we're having a hard time finding connections with some, but we are finding connections with others. So we may be having some loss of people falling away that don't necessarily connect with our values anymore, or our truths. But at the same time, we have people coming in that do resonate with who we are too. So we're trying to move beyond the fact that we know there's no going back, and we have to stop focusing on the past. We're trying to move forward, although this may bring in some people from the past. Challenge being our the rules, challenge being our belief system, and challenge being, do we conform or do we not conform at this point? What are we going to do? We need to make that decision. And this is going to bring about maybe some philosophical differences, maybe even some protests. But this is a card of perseverance and standing up for what you think is right. From a personal level here, I do feel that some of our relationships are getting tested at this point. Again, it's in our way of thinking. We might have some differences in the way that we think, and some people may fall away, but then we have other people coming in that will support us. Having said that, now just kind of reading like ad lib here at this point, there's a lot of cards here that suggest relationship, committed relationships. So, it is Mercury retrograde. I am going to give the warning that people from our past may be popping in, and they may be coming after they cause some grief here at some point. I think these people are going to fly in out of nowhere and fly in pretty aggressively. A lot of us, I posted a meme on my personal page recently of like exes popping in and treating them like a game of whack-a-mole, and that's really what this guy's doing. You're going to just push it away. You're going to at least try to anyway, because I just feel like you're not having it. But you'll do it from a state of grace. You won't be a complete ass about it, but I do think you'll feel like you're in a very strong position here. Not everybody is from our past, and not everybody from our past is unhealthy. That's just one scenario that may play out. However, I will say, some of these relationships that are forming right now, despite the fact that, you know, the world's falling apart, they show great potential. They show really great potential. Like, this could be marriage material, if not marriage, maybe at least committed relationships that have that really kindred connection that comes with the Six of Cups. You may even meet people through people you know. For some of us, I think we have some decisions about A, our belief systems, and B, our faith, but also with work. I kind of get that we might have some choices coming up with work, and that might be because of, again, those rules and regulations that are being imposed on us. Do we continue to play by the rules, or do we break up with conformity and try to find a way to make money that doesn't necessarily subjugate us to this virus nonsense? So I don't want to call it at a crossroads. It's kind of crucial for us to kind of pick which way we're going with our beliefs and how we're going to handle that. Great relationship cards for those of you looking and those of you that are starting to formulate new relationships. This looks really good. I even feel like I see a lot of wedding planning here, or you know, these cards together are definitely like wedding type material. And I think I'm going to stop babbling there. So it's not all bad. It's not all good. Could be worse. It is what it is. All we can do is take each day at a time here in 2021. And that's all I suggest you do. We can't look too far ahead at this point. So Be well and stay safe.